is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook, and I am partaking in a little eggnoggy type drink. Remember I said on the holiday traditions tag that I wasn't a fan of eggnog, and then I remembered it depends. Not American style eggnog, but I've mentioned that I'm from the Caribbean, and we have this, it's a cream liqueur, and it's a product of Barbados, and it's called Punchy Cuba. Basically, it's kind of an eggnoggy drink, but, you know, with better stuff in it. Tastes better. It's got flavor. 9% alcohol by volume. And I love to eat it. Excuse me. Over crushed ice. It's nice and thick. Just the way I like it. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Thank you, one and all, for joining me again. And for any new subscribers, welcome. Thanks for visiting. What are we going to talk about today? Not a whole lot, as I say all the time, but we'll see if I'm going to keep this quick. Some finished objects, a couple of whips, the new pattern that I'm working on, and talk about my last craft fair. So let's get right to it. And I apologize if I happen to burp. I felt I needed it today. Not the burp, the drink. Okay, whips. What am I working on? Oops, hold on. I am currently working on, most of my whips right now are going to be custom orders. I need to get my button gear and do. I've actually checked off a couple off my list, but right now I am working on tangles. It's a custom order for, I had mentioned before that through my cousin who had gifted something to somebody. It was a lovey with a newborn beanie, knitted beanie, and she's come back and asked for one for the baby because he's growing out of the one, the newborn one. And then she's also added on one for her husband and a headband for herself. So I have started the baby one. I started it at my craft fair. I think it was on Saturday I started it. So I'm working on that right now. I have it's in a bulky weight yarn, a number 5, and I may have to double it and just make it super bulky because it's gonna take way too long this way. So I think I'm gonna end up ripping it out. But anyway, and it's all in gray, and right now I'm not feeling the gray. So anyway, I might just get the headband done first, just to get something out of the way and finished. So I'm doing that, and then the other thing I am, oh, sorry, I need my notes. The other thing that I am doing is, I mentioned the new pattern. Well, I'll talk about it more in when I talk about the craft fair, but I need to stock up on beanies, and oh, it is showing up beautifully. I adore this color. This is Thick and Quick, the Galaxy color. They have this one, which is like a plum purple color, with the what is it called? With the tinsel sparkly thread going through it. But this is showing up lovely. I love it, love it. I love the darkness of it, and then the tinsel is the same color, so it's the same purple, so it twinkles more than anything else. And they also have a gray one, which is called Constellation. I think I've done something in it before. And then a red one, I forget what that's called. It's like some holiday color name. I don't have it up anymore. And then there's another one called it's a white one with a multicolored sparkle. And again, I'll write it on the screen what the colors are once I look them up, but I don't remember. But this one, oh, I love this one. I may need something of my own in this. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, it's just missing a pom-pom. I just finished it today. So that's that. So that's pretty much the whips. The other things that I need to work on, I checked off a couple, and I'll talk about them in finished objects. A couple on my custom order list, but I just mailed another hat, and it was a hat I think I mentioned before. It's from the it's the Pop of Color Waves beanie by the Underground Crafter, and that was part of, it's one of the first ones that was put out for the holiday stash down that they're hosting on the Facebook page. So I just put that in the mail today, and I'll pop in a picture of what that looks like. And then I did a cowl for a coworker, and it's not quite right. I did it a short cowl to see how she'd like that, and it really, she had it all day, and I could just tell it really wasn't her, and she was trying to be nice about it. And then I made a longer one, but when I was making it, I knew I was making it too wide, but I kept going because she wanted something that she could wrap around, at least. You put it on and then wrap it around one more time. But I went a little too wide, so it wasn't quite right. So I have one more skein that I can use to make another one, but thinner. So, and that didn't take me long. I think I did that like over 2 days, but it was a few hours. So I have to redo that. And the ones that I made, I put it in the craft fair, and they didn't sell this time, but we'll see if they do. What else? And the I'll show it in finished objects. I'll show the picture. So that's pretty much what I've got going right now. The knitted one, and this almost finished beanie here, which is still yet unnamed. It's being tested right now, so I'm not sure when I'm going to release that. Okay, that is it for active works in progress. I touched on the new pattern. I haven't named it yet. It is an offshoot, so to speak, of the footbridge beanie, with a few twists to it. So like I said, it's being tested, and I don't know when I'm going to release it. So that's pretty much it for whips and anything new. What else? Acquisitions. I bought a few things, but only because one of the cowl I'm doing for someone, and I needed to make beanies for the craft fair that's sold out, so I bought some thick and quick. And oh, I almost forgot, I do have another whip that I'm going to start. Excuse me one second. So an ex-coworker wants 2 beanies for her daughter. One is a regular beanie with a faux fur, and then one is a messy bun. And I'm not too fond of making those, but anyway, I actually sold one, the last one I had in my inventory. I sold it this past Saturday. But anyway, she wanted teal for her daughter, or her daughter wanted teal. So I sent her a picture of 3 different colors that I have of teal. These 2, and it's showing up, this one is showing up pretty okay, but this one's a little more on the green side. This is muted. This is just a little bit better here. But anyway, so this is my favorite yarn that's no longer. Big Twist Premium, and this is Premium Teal, and I think this is the Peacock. No, it's not the Peacock colorway. The Peacock's a little brighter than that. This might be like dark teal or something, but she went with this this one. It's more on the, it's brighter, a little more green teal. This is a little more blue teal. And then I had this last skein of Bernat Pop, which has teal in it, but it's like light blues, regular blues, dark teal, regular teal. So she said this might do. So since I have to do a regular beanie and a messy bun, I'm going to figure out which one I'm going to use, and I'm going to double this definitely. to make whichever beanie, but one will be a messy bun, one will be a regular beanie with a pom-pom. So that's next to go on the hook and needle. One's going to be the regular beanie, I'm going to do a knitted one, and then the messy bun, I'm going to do crochet. Okay, so finished objects. So I mentioned the Color Waves beanie, so I'll put in a picture now of what that looks like. And I just, like I said, I just mailed that out. This was somebody from a couple of craft fairs ago. She was at the craft fair. It was the one that didn't, is it the one that didn't do well? No. It was one of the ones that I'd done on a Sunday. That she wanted it, but she wanted it in a lighter color than what I had. So I finally, it's like 2 weeks later, I finally get that done. So I finished it, took a photo, sent it to her, and she paid right away. So it went off in the mail. It got picked up late in the mail, so I'm not sending out the notification to her till tomorrow, but that's done. The giraffe. So you guys, I'd shown that I was working on the giraffe, and I had it pretty much almost done last time, and this is like the first face version. Don't like the eyes. So this is going to become a lovey or something at some point. But the craft fair I was just at on Saturday, the organizer is the one who had ordered it, and I sent her a picture, I think on Monday, letting her know it was done. She was thrilled with it, so I brought it with me to the craft fair, and it went home. She actually let me keep it. She's like, keep it in your on your display. Just let people know it's mine. So she was awesome. The fair was awesome, which we'll talk about. So put in a picture of the giraffe. It's all finished, all done in its new home. And the great thing was that whenever like she knew people or who came by, she would introduce me and said, oh, she made this for me. So it was a good time. The other thing it's been, finished, but because the faux fur pom-poms are so popular right now, and I've had these hats that people look at, but for some reason they haven't bought. So what I decided is just to put faux fur pom-poms on them, and I'm betting they will go at my next craft fair. I have one coming up on Saturday. That will be my last full day craft fair, and then on the Friday after that I have a sip and shop night craft fair, and that'll be a first time for that one. But anyway, these are my Kelsey beanies, and like I said, I've had them without the pom-poms, and people have looked at them, they like the colors, but they haven't sold, so I figured this will give it a little push. So I made the pom-poms and I added it to them, and these are done in Hometown, USA. So finished twice, I guess, adding the pom-poms. The other thing, I was running low on headbands from the craft fairs, so I can't remember if I'd put in a picture last time of the ones I had made, but I'll put in a picture again. But then I also, after this last craft fair, my stock of headbands have gone down really low. So the craft fair was Saturday, came home, we went to dinner, and because I was just way too tired to even think about going in the kitchen. We went to dinner, and then after everything was all settled for the night, I was able to get these 4 done before I literally crashed. So so what I'm trying to do, I have a bag full of all my, I think I've pretty much gone through all my worsted weight yarn in my last couple of scrap blankets, and I do have a bit of chunky yarn. Not sure, it's not big enough to do a blanket, but I might start one and then just put it aside once I run out. But I have small balls of chunky, especially the Thick and Quick. So I started putting them together. I'm not thrilled with what I did with these colors. I was tired. So, but this was, I think this was the mustard, either the mustard or the butterscotch. My light is blowing it out a bit. This is the spice color, and then this is the kale colorway, the one I thought was broccoli last time, the kale colorway. So I had the scraps and I did that, and then I had scraps of this. This is the Zumba. I think it's the Zumba yarn from Loops and Threads, and I'm not sure. I don't think they got rid of it, but there were colorways that they got rid of earlier in the year, and this was one of them. So I just made this one, and then from the infinity scarf I did for the coworker that I have to redo, I had leftovers, so I made these. And I had a couple of these before at the craft fair from the first time I made her the shorter cowl that sold, so I figured I'd make these. Okay, so that's that for headbands. I still need to make a few more because, like I said, my stock has gone down. This past craft fair, which again I'll talk about, was really good. Oh, and then the other finished item I had was I made another of the new pattern. I really love the texture on this, but I don't have a name. I don't have a name. So actually, a quick giveaway. I know I'm going to be doing one for when I hit 1,000, but on this video, if you guys, sorry, I'm a little slow because I'm still really tired. I've been going to bed really early the last few days, which is so unlike me. But suggestions for a name for this. Like I said, it's kind of a sister of the footbridge, but I don't really want that in the name. So if you guys have any ideas, it's the same as this. Oh, I really love this. Oh, really love this. So if you guys have a name or any suggestions, put it down below, and I will go through and do a quick giveaway. I won't tell you what it is, and I'll do a quick giveaway. Actually, no, you'll get the pattern when it's released if I pick your name. So how's that? Thoughts? Let me know your suggestions. I will pull everyone who makes such a suggestion, and then you will get the pattern if I choose yours. There you go. I think that's it for finished objects. I'm still working. This is one of my acquisitions. I need to make a footbridge out of that, and a footbridge out of that. This is the same as this one that I made the new beanie, but I need to make a footbridge. And ooh, I have the pink one, which I think I've only, excuse me, I've only used once before, and I don't remember what I made out of it, but it sold real quick. So I'm gonna make something out of either a footbridge or the new beanie out of this. Ooh, while I'm at it, I lied that I didn't have much acquisitions. So sorry, the crinkle. This is Studio Classic Plus, and this is Cream Spec. So the cowl I made, or the infinity scarf I made before, is a little darker, and it's the same studio, but it's a different line. This was their earth tone line, and it's a little darker. So she wanted something a little creamier, so this is going to work just fine. So there's that. And then the other thing I was looking for is feels like butter. It really does. It's really soft. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but I got 3 colors. Hold on. I got charcoal, which is almost it's gray, but it's almost a greeny gray. Teal and cranberry. There's a brighter red, but I preferred this cranberry, so no clue what I'm going to do with it, but for some reason I've always wanted to, ever since I think it's just the name, I just wanted it. So that was an unnecessary purchase. And then I bought this too because it was on sale and I had a good coupon. Shawl and a ball. I want a shawl. I think I want either the virus shawl or I forget which one it is I was going to try too. I'm definitely not knitting with that because no way. No way. Last time I used something this thin, it took me almost a year to finish the project. So not happening. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, two things. I'd mentioned about the tree from the tag video. I think I put it in the beginning, or maybe I'll put it here. The tree wasn't put up that Saturday like they said it would. They chilled that day, but they did put it up the next day. Half done. It got half put up. They ran out of ornaments, which I don't know how, because they were all there last year, but anyway. But the box that the tree was in and the bin were all just left there. Yeah. So I went to buy more ornaments and they need to finish, but guess who's going to finish it, basically? Yeah. But anyway, the tree's up anyway. What am I wearing? That same, the same shawl again, the Southern Diamond shawl by Elk Studio, Kathy Lashley. And this was my, I said before there was another hat that I had on. I thought it was my second or third. I think this was my second hat attempt. And this is the Barley hat by Tin Can Knits. And it's all kind of, like you could see the lines where I forgot, you know, when you're doing the garter. This was really early on. So this was my first attempt at doing it. It still fits. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Okay. I feel very ho-hum today. But craft fair. The craft fair was awesome. It turned out so well. I think it made up for like at least two or three craft fairs that I've had. This was the second year that I've done this one. They had helpers. Like a whole lot of the students were there helping. There was food there to purchase. My space was great. The people were awesome. The organizers were awesome. The helpers were awesome. But the I want to keep saying clientele, but no, the shoppers. The shoppers were great. It pretty much from the get-go, things started. Unlike all my other fairs where it's taken a bit to get going. From the get-go, people came in and it just started, and it pretty much didn't really let up. Not that they shopped, but the waves of people kept going. The only downside to the whole fair was it started off fine with my my card reader. About 2 or 3 hours into it, it started acting up, and a couple of times I had to go. Thank God I was near a door. I had to go outside the door to run an order, and thankfully it was one of my. Thankfully the people were very patient and understanding, and they were apologizing to me when it wasn't them. It was more like the school's Wi-Fi was just overloaded because there were that many people constantly coming through. But it was my biggest order, single order. So I'm glad that she was patient. But that was like the only downside, was that the internet was acting up. Because I wouldn't have used their Wi-Fi because I have unlimited, but the reception, for some reason in the schools, the reception is really, really terrible. So I couldn't just use my phone. Otherwise, it would have been great. But like I was saying, the crowds kept coming. It was very steady. People shopped. The headbands, those were a huge sell. I mean, more than I expected. They were pretty big. I'm pretty much, I think I have like a handful left, where usually I have them in this basket and it's usually filled. And there was definitely, I was rearranging it to look full because it was just going really quick. So if you want a quick make, my Kalina headband, pattern's only $2. And it's, I was just surprised because it's always sold well, but you know, some people like it, some people don't, some people don't think they don't look well and good in headbands, blah blah, all kinds of reasons, but it was awesome. The other thing that sold was I sold out of all my footbridge beanies that I had. I made one the night before. I think, do I have a picture of it? If I do, I'll pop it in. But that went, and again, this colorway, which is the fisherman, or this colorway, which I think it's the gray marble, but I don't know if it's the gray marble. I don't remember the colorway, but oh, wait a minute. Moonlight. It's the moonlight colorway. Those are very popular, as well as the there is the fisherman color with the tinsel going through it. That's also very popular because I had an Algonquin beanie that I had made that went in that as well. I had a couple of the new patterns, the new pattern, those went as well. So that's why I'm trying to stock up on those. I think I'll only be able to get a couple more because I have to work on my custom orders. What else sold? I sold out of my 2-button cowls. I had 7 of them and they sold out. The one that I made with the fun fur around it, that also sold. I also had the shorter one where I ran out of yarn, so I made a shorter one I was going to keep for myself. That almost sold, but that's the only one I had left. But my regular size 2-button cowls, those all sold. I made one while I was there, and then the last one that somebody bought, it was the Pittsburgh yellow. It's the brighter yellow. The one I made was the Madison mustard, and the woman who bought the Pittsburgh yellow, she was back and forth between the two. But it was the one that I made there. So I actually brought that home because it was I finished it towards the end because I always bring a couple of projects and I was working on it, but I was always putting it down because, you know, people were shopping. So that I brought home, as well as that short one with the fun fur. But other than that, I sold out of that. My last big button cowl sold. So I need to try to make at least one more. And that was the one I made with the Effortless from Hobby Lobby. It's the alpaca blend one. Yeah, the only thing that didn't sell were my fringe triangle cowl. They were looked at. This one woman and her friend tried on. I had 3 of them. She tried them all on. She was going to come back, and you know the saying, oh, I'll be back, and they didn't. But yeah, you never know what's going to sell, what's going to be popular. But the big button cowls have not let me down, and this time it was in spades. So totally. There was one woman who there was a red one I had that because where I was situated, I was in the hallway, so people came in by me, and in order to leave they had to come by me as well. So she went, and then when she came back it was gone. So all in all, it was fantastic. It was my best show so far. Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. It was a great place. I'll definitely be back. It was great. I guess, what do you call them? Shoppers, patrons. It was just totally awesome. So now I'm trying to catch up on custom orders that I overstretched myself, trying to make some headbands. These are quick. You know, less than a half hour to make them. And the hats. And actually, no, I need to make at least 2 big button cowls because I have that one mustard one, and I need to have at least 2 more to take with me on Saturday because I'm actually rethinking this fair that I'm doing this coming Saturday because last year it was okay. I want to see how this year goes before I make a decision on that one as well. But my button cowls had done well there as well last year, so I at least need to, wow, I may have to put my custom orders on hold for the rest of this week. Anyway, that is all. Don't forget, if you guys have suggestions for the new beanie name, let me know, and whoever I pick will get the pattern. And I'm still, well, we're still going towards 1,000, but we'll get there whenever, if and whenever we get there. So thank you all for watching, for visiting, and I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. You should see my corner. It's just, thank God you're high up, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's even stressing me out right now. I really need to, reorganize my stash and then clean up, because after the fairs, my last one's on the 14th, and after that's done, I am going to start on the Havana Cal, and hopefully I keep up with it, because it's all single crochet. I'll either do that, and if I don't do that, then I'm going to do the Tree of Life. Wait a minute, that's single crochet as well. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought the yarn for both of them, so I have to do it. Anyway, enough rambling, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.